Hi guys, so today I wanted to color out of Color by Number Animal Stencils. I love this book, so I wanted to color out of it. I chose these lizards to do today, so we're just going to get right on into it. So, number 7, that's where we're starting. Because that's the first color, is red. Let's see, 7 is R60, or R687. Oh. Okay. Let's see, 687. Alright, here we go. So, how is everyone? I am going to zoom on in just a little so you can see what is going on. Alright, so I do have cardstock underneath, so we're good to go. But how is everyone? Hopefully good. I've not been doing too bad. I have made a decision. I said I wasn't going to do my nose, or I wasn't going to get my nose pierced in the last video, I believe. One of my last videos. Instead, I've decided that I'm going to get a tattoo. I've already got one. They say that when you get your first one, you just want to get another one. And that's how it is. That's how it was for me. So I'm going to get another one. Not sure what I'm going to get yet. Probably something to do with an animal. Not sure. Maybe leopard gecko. Leopard geckos, I love them. They're easy to take care of. Yeah. They don't really have many problems as far as I could tell working with them. They can have prolapses, which is when what is that? There's like a little sac that comes out of the body and sticks through a little flap. And it can be pretty painful for them. But that's one of the only problems with a regular leopard gecko that can happen. Now with like certain morphs, certain ones like a Snow White one. Snow White? I'm not for sure what the morphs are called. But there's certain ones that can get neurological problems just because of genetics. Yeah, and that's no good. We don't want that. And they sell those special morphs for a lot of money. When people know that, or the people that know, Jesus, I can't even talk. The people that breed them know what kind of problems that they can get. But I guess they don't care, because they just want money. Or maybe it's a different reason. You know, you can't really jump to conclusions about that stuff. Definitely not. Excuse me, let me get a drink real quick. Oh, get a drink of water. All right. Like when I used to work at the pet store. Now, these were very reputable people I was working for. They were the sweetest people. You know, they were really kind. They really cared about the animals. So, you know, I really respected them. And we weren't like a chain store. We were like a family-owned store. So, the owners were a wife and husband that were really passionate about taking care of animals, making sure they had a good home, stuff like that. So, we got in this adorable Australian Shepherd puppy. It was white and it had blue eyes. Now, she was completely normal. She was a completely normal puppy. No issues whatsoever with her. But people online on our page would comment horrible things about this puppy. Like, you know, she's a merle, a double merle, and she'll go deaf, you know, like that kind of crap. No, she wasn't. She was a regular old Australian Shepherd puppy. Nothing wrong with her. The people that gave her to us never mentioned anything about it. You know. To me, she was just a regular puppy. She didn't have signs of hearing loss. No signs of like blindness, which I don't think is part of it. No like neurological problems as far as I could tell. You know, she was just a regular puppy. And people like to jump to conclusions about that kind of stuff. And, you know, it's not right. Because we were just trying to find this puppy a home, you know. We didn't know anything about any of that. So, I mean, we're not gonna take in a puppy that's got problems like that. Because that just tells people that we don't care and that we just want money, which that is not even the case. If our fish were sick, we would not sell them, ever. If certain animals were sick, we would take them to the back of the store, to our room, to our special room for them to be treated. And then when they were better, we would bring them back out and we would sell them. You know, you can't sell sick animals. We had a chinchilla that was sick. Okay, I'm done with 7. 10 is yellow orange. Hold on 1 second. I'll get back to the story. YR 596. Yes, okay. Anyways, alright. With this chinchilla, it was sick. And it wouldn't hardly eat. You know, its poop was very liquidy. You know, it's gross, but that's how it was. wouldn't eat, so we took it to the back of the store to see if we could care for it. And sadly, that next day that I came in for work, I went back to feed the animals, and the chinchilla had passed. So, you know, if we had sold something like that to somebody, they would have not been happy. We had a 48-hour policy. So just think if somebody would have bought it before we had taken it back. I hate to think about that, because then they would have been stuck mourning the loss of a pet, and you know, we couldn't have done anything for them. Same thing, we've had people with kittens pass away. And it's horrible, you know? But there's not much that we could have done to begin with. We just try to get them back healthy, you know? But that's what happens sometimes, and it's awful, but there's nothing you can do, really. If it's too far gone, there's nothing we could have done to treat it. I don't know, we could have probably done something. You know, they could have taken it to the vet, but I don't think it would have made it anyway because of how bad that it was already. And there's no, like, specialty vets around where that store was, you know? There was nothing in that county. We would have had to go, well, Berea. There was nothing in Berea to care for, like, exotic animals like that. And yes, a chinchilla is considered an exotic animal. So, we would have had to find an exotic vet, which the closest probably would have been Richmond. So, that would have been like a 30-minute drive just to get to that place, probably for them to say that there's nothing that can be done. Yeah, and I hate that, but, you know, I wish there was a vet like that would have been closer, because we probably could have saved more animals. Okay, yellow, $4.95. Well, that's just part of the job, so it's horrible, but it's how it is sometimes. Is there no just yellow on there? This one's got yellow. You know, we had a pair of kittens come in, and we gave them food and water, and there was a black one. It was really skinny. They were both pretty skinny. I don't know if they'd just taken them off the streets or if they were in a bad home before, but we sold them both, thank God. Gave them new homes, better homes, and the black kitten unfortunately passed away while it was in a new home, and there was nothing that we could have done because we didn't know how bad the kittens were. We fed them, watered them, and I guess the black kitten just didn't eat. So, you know, we thought they were fine, but apparently they were not. And you know, working in a place like that, it's hard sometimes, especially with, kittens. Now, I've never seen a passed away kitten myself down there, thankfully. I probably would have broke down a little bit just because I'd lost my own cat not long before I had started there. She had neurological problems, and there was nothing that we could have done about it. We didn't have the money for a vet, so we just hoped she would be okay. And it had happened before. She had seizures, and she could barely move, barely do anything. She just laid. And this second time, she didn't recover. She passed. Which sucks, but that's how life works sometimes. I don't think there could have been much anybody could have done anyway. The best thing probably just would have been to have her laid to rest, so she didn't have to suffer anymore. But even now, like, it's hard talking about it, because she was mine. She was my baby. She probably wasn't even 3 years old. I think she was just either coming up on 2 years, or she was 2 years. That's what I hated about it, that she didn't even get to live a full life. But she didn't have to suffer anymore, so that's what I was grateful for. And we also had a dog that passed away before I went to work down there. And that wasn't easy either. I'm not going to tell that story, but it wasn't pretty what happened to her. There's all kinds of different animals that had passed away while I was there, Not like they were being abused or anything. They would never have done that or let anyone do that. Just sick animals that we didn't catch in time. And sometimes it was even animals fighting each other. Hamsters, they would always fight because they're not good pets to keep together. Really, I mean, there's some cases that you probably could, like if they were bonded, or if they grew up together, maybe. It's just not a good idea, though. And we had somebody working down there that knew a lot about hamsters because she had hamsters. So I learned a lot from her. Now, gerbils go good together. We hardly ever had a gerbil fight, which that was neat. Alright. 12 yellow green. 487. hedgehogs. We almost never had hedgehogs fight. I feel like hedgehogs are a really good pet to have. Do you mind? What are you doing? Every time. But when I found out that they were going to close the store, I had to excuse myself and go to the bathroom because I actually was tearing up a little bit because I loved working there. I loved working for them. That's the only place that actually treated me like I was somebody. Now, when I was working at the dollar store, I'm not going to say which one because I ain't getting my butt in trouble. But when I was working there, they never treated me like, I was somebody. They treated me like something they could use so that they didn't have to be there all the time. And I was like, it made me mad sometimes. There's this one time, and before I get comments, I know I say a lot, I'm trying to think about what I'm trying to say. Anyway, the one day I was working all day from 8 to 8 to 3, I think. 8. No, that wasn't even close to enough time. I don't know. I was working a long time. But I had been working every single day almost because one of us was on vacation. I think it was 13 days straight that I worked. Didn't get a break. Didn't get a day off. I worked and I got a 15-minute break. And I just worked all day, every day. So it definitely was not fun. And one day I wasn't feeling good at all. And I was on the brink of a panic attack because I didn't want to keep doing that to myself. I'm sure some people will be like, well, it is what it is. Some people have harder jobs than you. And I understand that. But this was my first job. That was my first time ever working. And it was very overwhelming. So, like I said, on the verge of a panic attack, thinking about having to come in the next freaking day again and do the same stuff all over again. I wasn't fit at all. So it was just annoying. My back would just be hurting so bad. When I would come home, I would lay down, and then I almost could not even get back up because it hurt so bad to even move. So, it was awful. And that day, like I said, wasn't feeling good. So I went to my boss and I was like, listen, I'm not feeling good at all today. And she's looking at me, and then she goes, "You're still going to be able to work today though, right?" That almost made me mad. You know, like, didn't even care enough to be like, "Oh, are you okay? Do you need to go home?" No. Just, "Are you going to be able to work today?" It's laughable how much they didn't give a crap about anybody. They would go through people like there was no tomorrow. Like, it was horrible. And still, when I transferred to a different store, it was good for a while. You know, I was happier. I didn't have to be pressured to work all day, every day. You know, didn't have to worry about somebody asking if I can work when I'm sick. And I ended up working for some of my family. She was a manager at the other place. And, you know, she would give me good hours. She'd let me work 3-4 days a week. The other place, after I quit working all those days, they didn't even give me any hours. Let's see. 13 is just green. 472. Let me see. But when I went to work for her, she would give me good hours. Morning time most of the time. And then she had to leave and quit because she was struggling with a health issue. And then we got a new manager. And then that's when everything turned bad again. 'Cause she was having us do stuff different. You know, we were used to doing stuff a certain way. And then she'd come in, she'd be like, "Oh, I want this and this and this and this done. And this and this." She would want 14 different things done before we left that night. And I was like, this stuff isn't getting done. I can't run a register and do 14 things all at once. You know, and it's hard working for a place like that. You know, and I would do my dang best. And it was usually never recognized. I was never told that I was doing a good job, like, ever, at that place. And then when I quit and went to the pet store, they would tell me all the time that I was doing a good job and that they appreciated me. You know, and that's what gets you. People that actually care. You know, and at the other place, they would call me, like every day, asking if I could come in for somebody. And I would just say no. I would say that I can't. And that's because they didn't care enough to, you know, have me do that. I would work on Mondays, helping unload the trucks. And then after a while, they just took that away too. And I hated that. But anyway, yeah. Pet Place told me all the time that they appreciated me. And that's why I worked so dang hard for them. They would call and ask if I could come in. I'd be like, yeah, I'll be there in a little bit. You know, like, I wouldn't hesitate for them. There was a couple times that I said that I couldn't. But most of the time, I would say that I would be there. And that's because they treated me with respect. You know? Yeah, the owners or the managers would buy me stuff to drink when I needed it. But she still didn't show me the respect that I should have got for working my butt off for her. So, let me know in the comments if you guys have that kind of problem. That people aren't respecting you. You know, it's frustrating. I respect each and every person that does what I do. Or does what I did. You know, and I encourage everybody just to find what they want to do. Like I did, you know, like I found something better and I didn't hesitate. I was actually at work when the pet store called me and said that I got the job. She said it's mine if I wanted it. And I didn't hesitate. I was like, yeah, I want it. Because I couldn't stand to be at that store for another week. So I was just like, yeah, I'll come in and I'll work. So the Monday after that next Monday is when I started. And I was supposed to work. I was supposed to work the weekend. And I was like, hey, listen. I found a new job. And I'm not going to start until next week. So I can still work the weekend for you. She said, all right. Okay. And then, like, 2 days later, I look at the schedule again because it was online. Or, it was like on an app. I don't remember what it's called, but I don't care. It was on an app. And I look, and I don't have any days for that week. I texted her and I was like, hey, am I still working this weekend? She said, no, I gave it to somebody else so that they could help me unload the truck. Truck didn't unload until Monday. So, she just didn't want me to work for her anymore since I found a new job. And I had told her before that I was looking for a new job. So, that's the kind of people that work there. Not all of them are going to be that crappy, but some of them are. You know, it's just how it is. So if you can work for like a family-owned place, I would recommend it. People that are super nice, you know, if they don't seem nice, don't work for them unless you don't have any other choice. Now, when I was looking for a job at first, when I just graduated high school, I was like, you know what? I'm going to apply to a bunch of different places and we'll see what happens. And that happened. I should have just turned that place down. I should have been like, nah, I'm good. You live and you learn. Now, I hope I never have to work at one of them places again. If I do, I do though. I'm kind of thinking PetSmart, but I don't know how they treat people. If you've worked at PetSmart before, leave me a comment letting me know how they treat people, because I'm honestly very curious. I'm sure that they will have like different ways to clean cages, obviously, but I'm just curious on how they do things. Because I loved working with animals. You know, that place is where I got to hold my first snake, my first tarantula. Tarantula was a big leap for me. You know, like I was not a fan of that. But when I got it out and was handling it, like it wasn't bad. So I wasn't really afraid of them. There wasn't a need to be afraid of them, because I knew they weren't gonna really hurt me. Just like the snakes. We never had any poisonous snakes. Big snakes, but not poisonous. We had a big boa constrictor. And we couldn't deal with it, so we took it to the other store, because we had 2 stores, one in Berea and one in London. So yeah. Alright, we're at 38 minutes. We might be able to get this whole thing done. We'll just see. So 16 light blue, all right, 16, right here. Oh, that is so pretty. I like that blue. Hello? Oh. Guess there was nothing. I don't guess I heard anything. All right. I'm liking how this is looking. Okay. I still have to finish that Imaginaria page, because I've done like 3-4 animals on it. And it's gonna take a little bit. So this video will not get uploaded until I'm done with that. No, I'll probably get done with it quicker than that, but I'm not gonna upload this video until probably Thursday, maybe Friday, because you know, I just wanted to have a video ready to go so that I could finish other stuff that I'm working on. Oh, there's no 16s on the other one. Okay. Blue is 17. 883. Alright. We're on 17. Again, it's only on this one. Okay. I figured more of these would be on the other one. There's a 17. It's like on the kneecap. I'm thinking I might get a leopard gecko tattoo when I go. Might get a leopard gecko, because they're just so pretty. You know, and not every tattoo I'm gonna get is gonna be like an animal that I have as a pet. The only animals I have right now is a dog and a rabbit. I've already got a dog and a cat tattooed on me. For my dog and a cat that I had before. But he has run off. That was years ago. Probably 2-3 years ago that he ran off. He had bright blue eyes. He was white with little black patches on his eye. No. Yeah, on his eye and the top of his head. And his tail was black. He was just so pretty. I wish I still had him. He probably went to a neighbor's house and is living. But he was an outdoor kitty. Most of ours was. That's probably why all of them have run off. Because they were outdoor kitties, you know. But, yeah, they would always make a mess in the house. And there's nothing wrong with an outdoor cat. They love you just the same as an indoor cat. I would always go outside and take like a blanket. Oh. Shh. I remember when it was like cold outside in the fall time, I would take a blanket out. And I would have one kitty come and lay on the blanket with me in my lap. Then I'd have a second kitty come and lay with me. And then I'd have a third kitty come and lay with me. And they would just lay right on top of each other. And it was so adorable. I miss that. I do. But we've not had cats probably since our last one got its leg ran over by a car. You know, and again, we didn't really have money for a vet. So we had to just leave her. You know, I hated that. But yeah, she seemed that she was doing good though. She was doing okay. And one day she ran off. Let's see. Dark blue, 956. That's 6:59. 9:56. Well, where is it? Oh. Alright, 18. We're almost done. But yeah, she was doing okay. And then she ran off just like all our other kitties. I had one kitty. His name was Edgar. Like Edgar Allan Poe. And I loved him. He got stuck in like a raccoon trap that my uncle set. Not very bright. But he must have got snagged in one. Do you mind? But he must... Hello? I mean, he must have got snagged in it. And it like hurt his neck. But after a while, he was fine. And then one day he ran off. And I was like, well, he is very old. He was probably our oldest cat. Probably at least 13 years old. He was very old. Hello? Something's happening. But he was real old. And one day I looked out the window and I saw him just sitting outside on a piece of wood. So I went out and I went to go and pet him, and he just come right up with me. And it was awesome, you know, like I thought that he had passed because he was so old. But he was fine. But he's run off probably a couple of years ago. So I'm assuming that he's probably passed on because he was very old. But I've still got pictures of him. I've got pictures of a lot of our old cats. I think. I did have. I don't know if I do now, but I did have. Okay. This one's not as pretty as the rabbit that we did before, but I do like it. I wish there would have been like a few brighter colors, maybe like a pink, but the blue on the tail, definitely I love that. Okay, so there's 18s on this tail. I'm almost finished with season 3 of The Walking Dead. I love it. I love that show. Probably at Christmas time, I'm gonna order the whole series off of Amazon because it's not gonna be on Netflix forever. And they just put season 11 on there, so it'll probably be there for a bit. My brother actually got me season 11 for my birthday last week. So that was nice. It's the only season I haven't seen. What is happening? I keep hearing stuff. I'm going crazy probably. Alright. 21. Dark Violet. V6 or 369. 369. Lavender. But yeah, I can't wait to watch season 11. See what happens. You know, there's still questions that I have that have yet to be answered. And I don't know if they will be. I hope, but I doubt it. And I'm not going to talk about the seasons in case somebody hasn't watched it. Because then I just give away spoilers, and nobody likes spoilers. I'm thinking about rewatching Dahmer, because I really liked that show. And that's on Netflix. I loved that show. It was really good. There's somebody on YouTube that I like to watch. She does true crime stuff. She did a video on John Wayne Gacy, which that's a good video. She talks about like his childhood and how he came to do the stuff that he did. You know, it's very interesting. Okay, so there's 21, 22, RV 789, 789. Let's see. Oh, there it is. Vivid reddish purple. Oh, I missed some 21s, really? Of course, I'd miss some. I try to be thorough, make sure that I don't miss anything. Sometimes it doesn't work. Especially when I'm diamond painting. Like, I miss stuff all the time. You know, you think you're thorough, and then it's like, oh, there's a whole patch over here that I missed of 2s. That's not magenta, is it? I don't know, but I'm going to use it. Okay. Looks like we're going to finish this thing on camera. So I'm happy about that. Usually I don't finish it on camera. And then I have to do it in my free time. Which right now my free time needs to be finishing this page in this Imaginaria book. So I'm glad that I chose to do a simple picture. I guarantee that by the end of the year this book will be done, because I love it so much. I love this book. I'll probably get some of their other coloring books. Well, some of their other color by number books. They're so good. And I like how this one's a black background and then a light black. Oh my god. A black background and then a white background. Alright. Alrighty. We are done. I think it looks so good. Alright. So, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, leave a like, comment, subscribe. Again, leave a comment letting me know. Well, leave me a comment letting me know what books that you've been working in. But, yeah, I've been working in this one a lot for coloring chats, as well as a bunch of others. So, yeah, if you enjoy the video, leave a like. Well, I already said that, but yeah, I hope you enjoy the video, and I'll see you in the next one. See you guys.